Good to go.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the special meeting of the Pipestone County Commissioners. Please join me with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Said this is a special meeting this afternoon for the purpose of hiring. Commissioner Luke Johnson's here. Commissioner Doug is here. Pretty close. Commissioner Luke is here. I've been here. Chris is here. Dan is here. Pipestone County Administrator is here. I'm Dallas Roskamp, Chair. Any adjustments to the agenda?
No, Mr. Chairman, there are no additions or corrections to the agenda.
It was a very small agenda. Who's presenting?
I will start.
Do you want me to move the agenda first? I'll move the agenda as presented if you want to do that.
That would be fine.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Now. Excuse me, I'm back on the farm yet, so.
That's right.
Okay.
And the twins are playing, so.
Mr. Chairman, the reason we're doing this today is because we would like to hire and have our new HR director start on Monday, the 13th of May. And the reason we're doing this is because I want to have her approved and ready to go by the 13th instead of doing it after the fact. Thank you for getting this. She was willing to start earlier and it was a good time to get her going. So that's why I decided I'd like to bring the meeting together this way. For the video and for the media, my request is request for board action to approve the hiring of Carrie, C-A-R-R-I-E, last name Menace, M-E-N-N-I-S, as our new HR director at range C44, step E, $43.46 per hour, with an annual salary of $90,396.80 based on the 2024 pay plan. Recommended starting date would be May 13th, 2024. Recommendation comes from the Personnel Committee consisting of Commissioners Johnson, Hollingsworth, and myself. We're part of the Personnel Committee and the interview team on this. A little bit of background about Ms. Menace. She comes to us as an experienced HR director. She lives in the Madison, South Dakota area and worked in both Sioux Falls and the Madison area with over 20 years of human resources experience, including knowledge of HR software. She has supervisory experience as well, along with HR policy development, has had experience in benefits and compensation administration, employee recruitment, knowledge of employment law, and is also a certified senior professional in human resources. Acronym is SPHR. That's a very common and very good credentials to have for an HR person. So the recommendation would be to have the board authorize the hiring of Ms. Menace at the stated range and steps.
Mr. Chair, I'd make that motion. Okay, is there a second to that motion? Second by Chris. Discussion.
The only question I got at all, and please don't take this as a negative comment. I just looking through her resume and so forth. I think you guys did a great job and I think she's a great candidate. But I do have a question about her length of work for the polymer company in Global Polymers. She's been there for 14 months. And she listed her reason for leaving is that the job had been eliminated, position eliminated. And out of curiosity, I did Google this company and they actually have got listings right now for human resources generalists. They're looking for 2 generalists and 1 translator. But again, that's a generalist instead of a department head. Did she address that at all or did you guys ask her anything about that?
No. Only to the fact that she wanted to be closer to home, as I understood it. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
nothing specific on that.
But was her position actually eliminated? because she was a director and what they're advertising for as a generalist. I don't know if
I can't.
if that's different.
I can't tell you that.
Yeah, generalists and directors have different responsibilities in the human resources department. Ones that have different levels, generalists usually deal with like the day-to-day benefits, stuff like that, where the director oversees more of the administration end of things.
Right.
Policies, dealing with other department heads type stuff like that. And if you have a department structure, HR like that, rather than just a one person
Yeah.
department, that's usually how.
It is true. It is different jobs.
For
And it could
instance-
very well be that this listing on the website may not be current as well too. I don't know that. So I just wanted to bring that was the only question I had at all.
And that's the way she had addressed it to us too,
Mhm.
that the business had a change there, a major change and whatnot, and part of the overhaul of the HR was eliminating her position too. Which she said at the time was fine because her kids were finishing school and starting college and stuff like that, so.
Kind of where it was. And then before that, she was with Dakota Land Manufacturing in Sioux Falls
For 6 years, yeah.
Yep. in two different positions over there, it looks like.
Well, it looks like she's got a great resume. I think she'll be a real good candidate. I just had that question.
Yeah. That she said something about them just going in a different direction and. Whether management was just gonna take that on themselves or.
At the same time too, if they're hiring more than one HR position still, that's kind of a red flag too, so. As a company.
Is the salary commensurate with what she's expecting?
She made much more at her previous job.
Mhm. Good.
She also said that the dollar figure wasn't as important as basically the structure of the organization. So
Yes.
Did a very good job of really selling the company to her, and there's lots of variety in here, which is what she was really thrilled about. Learning all types of different avenues and what we do here at the county level, because has not been in government. She's
Right.
been in the private sector, so
That will be a new
whole
challenge
different,
for
whole
her.
different ballgame.
And she was kind of wanting.
She was
that
excited.
Challenge.
Wants a new challenge? Oh, that sounds good.
She wanted that.
And she's been unemployed since the first of the year, I believe, from what I interpret from her resume.
Yes.
no, she's expressed at the end of the interview that when she came, she was kind of just really iffy about it because she being a government position, she just really didn't know much about it. It was a lot of unknowns, and throughout the interview process, the questions we had and the conversations we had, she became a lot more comfortable, and she actually was very excited and
Mhm.
intrigued by the end of the meeting too. Some of the reasons being, like we brought up the with the macrame, the Minnesota Human Resources thing about how you're able to connect with peers and stuff like that. And you could just see her relax when we were explaining stuff like that, oh, everything's not on me. I can actually talk to other people for answers. Not at the end of the day, I have to figure everything out, that, stuff like that. So as we got through the process and explaining things to her, you could just see her interest build and whatnot. And it was a very, I don't know, it was a good interview, I thought.
Mhm.
AMC does a great job of supporting all of the positions, both
Mhm.
us as commissioners, the
Right.
training that we have, the training he took advantage of as administrator and
Since she had no idea that there was trainings and things like that available, so when we were explaining stuff like that, she's like, wow, this is actually gonna help me grow as a professional too, so.
Told her about the local level where we have the 8 counties in southwest Minnesota approximately, where she can meet with all other HR professionals throughout the year, go to the macrame conferences, get involved in some of the other AMC conferences as well that Kathy was able to. Annual conferences and that type of thing. She was picking up some HR. There's always HR things going on in meetings, and it's a good conference that we have, macrame conference in the fall in October. That'll be a good one too. So it's lots of education, lots of learning.
did
I
you as
believe
a
she's up
committee
to the
get a
task.
chance then to check her references and visit with anybody that are?
I personally didn't, but
I personally didn't. I honestly don't put a whole lot of stock in what people tell you when you call them.
I mean, typically they're gonna give you names that are gonna give glowing references. That's how that works, but.
And remember too, this is a 6-month probationary period as well. All our employees have that. Law enforcement, it's a year, but we have 6-month probation on all our employees, see how they're working out, so.
But yeah, I mean, I think when you meet her, you'll see that, she seems very prepared to take on what,
Absolutely.
That's very encouraging. I'm happy.
cause yeah, she was very on the ball and
Well, she's got big shoes to fill. Kathy did a great job.
I agree.
For us.
You bet.
And, none of us are irreplaceable,
no,
indispensable.
but I mean, anything you asked, she could just give you an answer immediately and, yeah,
Think about it. We had some tricky questions too that we had for all the candidates too, and I think she handled the tricky questions the best and without having to really spend time to think about it.
Right.
Just, oh, no, this is how it's handled, boom.
right, where you give them a little scenario, what would you do in this situation? And
Mhm.
Well, it certainly is an integral part of our organization and again, worn both hats now with Kathy being gone. It's-
Yeah.
Your job is busy enough by itself, not add another whole.
And
set
I'm
of
sure Steve's
responsibilities.
eager to have someone start.
That is right.
Yeah, then I can start training her as well, so.
Right.
yeah,
So we moved it.
like, so it's not like, here you go, it's all yours. About a year from now, she'll think, hey, I think I'm starting to get this,
Yep.
so. But if you approve her, she will be here Monday and obviously she'll be here at the board meeting on Tuesday and you can.
We'll get to meet her then.
More than get to meet her and that type of thing, so. That'll be great and talk to her a little bit then too.
Tuesday is fairly light or,
It's filling up.
because we're supposed to grill on Tuesday at the hospital.
11:30.
Yeah, you'll be done by that. I don't have anything past 10:30
Okay.
at this point anyway, so.
Good.
Don't believe there's any bid openings, so.
You ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
I,
All opposed, same sign. Carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and board members.
Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there support for that? Nobody wants to go home.
I'll second.
You guys should be with minutes.
Nobody wants to go, I guess.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Speaking of grilling, should we add that to our agenda on Tuesday on county?
get one set up here.